I want to bring to the stage Marsha Quinn. She's a parent, a former program participant, and currently the Community Outreach Manager at Encompass. Please welcome Marsha Quinn.
Thank you. So I'm often asked, when did you know? At 2.5, my son Camden had been through months of evaluations. According to his pediatrician, the fact that he had words at 12 to 18 months and then lost them at age 2 was the red flag that launched me into my journey and this lifelong adventure. The truth is, I didn't know. I was a first-time parent and in complete denial that there was anything wrong except speech delay with my spirited toddler. After Camden's first speech evaluation, I was told to contact an organization in the Valley called Children's Services of Snow Valley, now known as Encompass. I did everything that they had prescribed: speech therapy, occupational therapy, toddler group, and motor group. I was determined that with all of this therapy, I was going to fix my son, and I was going to make it all go away. Therapy was hard for Camden, but the Encompass therapists empowered and taught me how to work with him on simple things like eye contact, responding to his name, and sitting at our dinner table. At last, we were moving in the forward direction instead of backwards. Just weeks away from giving birth to my second son, my husband and I sat before a neurologist at Children's Hospital, and he gave us Camden's diagnosis. Camden had significant delays in speech and social development due to autism spectrum disorder. Autism, a foreign word full of unknowns, a game with no rule book, and a million different definitions. How would I tell my family and friends? Cam has autism. It's an unknown abyss. It wasn't a fatal illness or cancer, but next to the day that my mother had died at 18, when I was 18, that day was the most devastating day of my life. Now I know. Now I know why my son was so challenging as an infant and toddler. I now know that I was mourning for what he could be or should be. Weeks after the diagnosis, I gave birth to my second son, Cole. He was born a happy, healthy, and easygoing baby. When Cole turned 1, we started to worry when he noticed that he wasn't speaking yet. In fact, he started flapping his arms, lining up cars, and following in some of his older brother's odd behaviors. I knew to call Encompass and that they would be by my side once again. This time we started early. Cole was 15 months old, and he qualified for therapy in almost all areas. We had 2 to 3 therapists in our home each week working on increasing verbal language, play skills, and overall social engagement. After 2 neurological evaluations and a battery of testing, Cole was officially diagnosed with autism at age 4. 2 boys with autism. How is that possible? I had never heard of such a thing. Was I being punished for something? The sting of the news hurt, but deep down I knew. I knew that Cole was less severe than his brother Camden, and although he was quirky and different from his peers, this time I was equipped to play the game. Encompass intensified their efforts, early intervention was working, and Cole began to talk. Although sometimes only single words, I was thrilled. All I ever wanted to hear from one of my boys was "Mom." My dream came true, and Cole entered kindergarten in a typical classroom with his peers. Today, Camden is 18 years old and a senior at Mount Si High School. Cole is 15 and is a freshman. Camden is severely affected by autism and will live with us or in a community home for the rest of his life. Cole continues to make strides forward as a 4.0 student with a dry sense of humor and wicked smarts. His most current accomplishment was making keeper for the Mount Si High School team. My biggest support in life are my friends. About 15 years ago, I'm not a crier. About 15 years ago, a small group of parents of kids with special needs gathered in my living room in Snoqualmie by request of Encompass. My plan, Mom's Moment, was created. The bond that we have is deeply rooted, and it is my lifeline throughout the trials and tribulations that only we share. My friendships outside of Mom's Moment are undeniably the most caring and compassionate people whose generosity and unconditional love give me hope of acceptance and inclusion for all in this world. I believed in Encompass so much that I decided to go to work for them 13 years ago. My job allows me to channel my knowledge and personal experience into helping others in similar situations. A question that I get often asked is, Marsha, how do you deal with it? The truth is, I know no different. Autism is part of who I am and what I am, and my family will always have it. We live it each and every day, and I get to give back through an organization that supports me, feeds my passion, and allows me to use my personal knowledge and experience to help change the lives of others. It's so rewarding to listen to family stories and tell them like no one else can in their life that I understand. With 1 in 68 children born in the US being affected by autism spectrum disorder, it will continue to increasingly impact our community. Encompass recognizes this and supports these families with the most effective research-based intervention and support systems. As an employee of Encompass, and on behalf of our dedicated staff and volunteers working to improve the lives of children, I want to thank you for coming today. As a parent whose life was changed by the support of Encompass, I encourage you to think about the countless families who are just starting their journey like me, with little guidance and many questions. The family who needs help with effective parenting skills to make their family whole again. Or the child who needs quality preschool in order to be socially and cognitively prepared for kindergarten. Or the parent whose child has been newly diagnosed with a developmental delay. We know that when people get back to the communities where they live and work, those communities become stronger. I ask you today to partner with Encompass in strengthening families and building a community where all children thrive. Your donation will change lives. Thank you.